Hello, everyone. Welcome. You can see from what's above me that we have made it onto the Kaldheim preview stream. That's right. It's the early access Wizards of the Coast sponsored VIP streamer event that they have been hosting pretty regularly now on Arena ahead of the launch of their new Magic sets. The new Magic set this time is Kaldheim. This is our first chance to draft and play. We've been actually drafting on our favorite third-party website, mtgadraft.herokuapp.com, but we haven't been able to play the games with enforced rules, and it's going to be very exciting to finally do that. We're going to do that against some other streamers today, and this is really, I call this the Super Bowl of Magic, but it happens 4 times a year. Maybe it's like, it's one of the Magic's majors for streamers, that is, you know. It's the, these preview events are our chance to get our first play of these cards, and I really thank Wizards for giving me the chance to get that early play experience to debut the set to the world. Appreciate it. And I want to thank my sponsor, cardkingdom.com. They are purveyors of Magic cards, such that if you need any of these fantastic Kaldheim cards for your tabletop game, they're going to help you out there. You can find them via my affiliate link in the Twitch panels down below this stream on Twitch. You can find it in the link in chat or in the YouTube notes. And it's going to get you there from here. They're going to know that you got there from here, and then they're going to attribute your future business with them to my influence. I'm an influencer. I want to influence you to have an incredible retail experience at cardkingdom.com. Check them out. Thank you so much, Card Kingdom. And house money all day long. Not paying for any of this. This is a VIP account from Wizards of the Coast. And we are squaring off against a bunch of other streamers and probably WotC folk. I'm sure there's some Wizards of the Coast employees in these queues as well. Mama wants the puppet. Does this have the Jace puppet? We can look. And then I can hover my mouse over it. I wish we could go wander around the client while we're waiting in this queue. But we're gonna... Hopefully they're letting more and more people like me, getting more and more people hooked up with accounts, and we can actually get going here. Oh, did you do it here? I'm a little distracted, but sure, we can get a Cox Blah. I'm sorry, you've got a Cox Blah.
Take your blah blah to the blah blahologist.
Cardinator asks, do streamers get to keep the cards, or is it for the event only? Event only. Basically, they give me a God account. I have an account with infinite resources and everything possible, but then they take it away from me at the end of the day. There's another. I mean, all you can do is wait. You know, it's a small community, smaller, thanks to Wizards not having everything particularly ready today. How does this happen, you might be asking? This shouldn't be that hard, you might be saying. Yeah, it's all humans doing things, and I would guess that that basically the human that was in charge of this stopped being in charge, then there was nobody in charge, and when you have a rudderless ship, it runs aground a little bit like it did today. And we can see, let's see, what was our human token count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of 8. Oh, sure, mana leak. Mana leak can do. All right, Arnie, Broken Brow, 2 and a red for a 3/3 haste. So I like it already. What else you got? Boast, 1. You may change Arnie Broken Brow's base power to 1 plus the greatest power among other creatures you control until end of turn. 3/3 haste with upside seems strong. Oh, sorry, let me get out of your way. Now, that's the fault of the meme redeemer, because I had to move to that scene to redeem the blah. See?
Take your blah blah to the blah blahologist.
I blame Cox. Anyway, back to this. So I'm thinking Arnie Broken Brow sounds interesting. Do we have any clean removal? I always look for clean removal. Well, this is, but it's 2-color. Sorry, ran out of time there, so I guess I'm gonna take this one. Was Binding the Saga, the Gold Saga. The Gold Saga was really good, but I don't mind having taken a monocolored card either. Dwarven Reinforcements, Shadow, sacrifice 2 creatures. That's interesting. Rune of Flight. What's this? Glimpse the Cosmos. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one in your hand, the rest in the bottom in any order. So, oh, so this is a giant payoff. So you get a couple of glimpses if you're doing the giant thing. That's interesting. Could try that. Rune of Flight, though. I just want Rune of Flight and go for something a little more aggressive. I'm gonna take. You want the Shadow? I'm gonna try aggro. I see that Shadow is obviously pretty powerful. I'm gonna take the card that I think is just interesting. Again, also, my philosophy today, we're not too worried about what's correct. We're trying to draft stuff and test it out. So Cardoor could get us into red-black. We've got the red place to start. Yeah, let's take Cardoor. If we stick in these colors, this is not, we don't like the Dread Rider. So there's nothing really great here for, well, I guess if we're hyper aggro, we could take a Dusk Wielder, but let's look at the blue. Maybe we can look back at the blue direction. And on that front, yeah, we can look at the land here. You can sacrifice it to Pyroclasm. Pyroclasm on a land is interesting. I don't see anything else like really calling to me, although I don't know the set super well yet, so who knows what value I'm passing. Yeah, I don't like... Oh, no, this is interesting if you do end up in the Foretell deck, but let's take the land, sure. Sure. What do we got here? This is the kind of equipment saga, which we're not really doing. We're nowhere near Maja Mana. Infernal Pet could be good enough if we're doing this thing. Might just want Depart the Realm and continue towards blue. But we got kind of making a call here. The red card's not good, so are we pushing more towards black or more towards blue? That's the fundamental question here. Pet or depart. I kind of, again, I'm a little bit interested in this blue-red a little more. I'm going to head that direction. Got another Frostpire to support that. Mists is good too. But maybe let's take double Clasm land and see what happens if we head that, do this thing. Let's try and do this thing. Maybe this isn't good enough. Maybe this is a thing that we can do if it's good, but we should really just focus on being a good deck. To that end, I like the Thought Thief here. It's not amazing, but it's something. Well, that's actually, I was confusing this with a different 3-2. This is actually just whatever, very whatever. We could do Seize the Spoils if we somehow thought we were more going for more, fewer creatures. Like if we're gonna do, we have double Pyroclasm land. If we do want to build around it, we need to consider 2 toughness. So there's that. And on that front, yeah, maybe we do take this and get creative with this. Again, I am not worried about winning and losing today as much as I am trying stuff out and seeing how various spells work. And to that end, I am curious if Seize the Spoils has any kind of play in the format. But here we have a on-color Snow Duel. I think we take the Snow Duel over 2 good cards for what we're trying to do, I think. I mean, I assume red-blue is doing some spell stuff. I know it's doing the giant thing. Depart the Realm is really appealing to pick these up, but I think I just love casting spells, and it's also a hedge towards a little bit of Snow Splash. So I'm going to take the on-color Snow Duel and take these highly enough to, you know, keep them in mind for this kind of thing. Annul, and to that end, you know, we could take another Snow Island here, and then we have again some more avenues into creating some snow mana. And sometimes you get that, oh, okay, now cool, we can take that card and it does something, you know? Replicating Ring is cute, but no. I'm going to take the Snow Land while this getting's reasonable. And I'll bind the monster coming around. All right, I think we're in a good spot. Highland Forest. Half color Snow Land, we'll take that. I thought Ring was snow there too, wasn't it? I could be. This may be a reasonable pick. Let's see. We got a Frost Augur, so we should be able to activate this, but what's it going to get us? You need to be a lot snow for that to do anything, right? We'd rather have this. Instant or sorcery. And it does survive our Pyroclasm. Smashing Success, not going to be a thing we're playing. Annul. Might actually be a set where you could main deck an Annul, but another 1/3 here survives Pyroclasm. It's not exciting. We maybe don't play it, but if we're trying to work, or work on our double Pyroclasm land thing, that does the thing. Avalanche Caller. Target snow land become okay, so we can animate some snow lands. Snow instant. No. Not the best here. Another Cardor, but Breakneck Berserker dies to our Clasm lands, which is not, we could still do it. I guess we could take the Avalanche Caller. Yeah, that's true. This is just no bonus. We could take this to draw for the draw. It's just like, I don't like 5 mana draw 3s. I would just actually, I'm going to take the Avalanche Caller. I don't want 5 mana draw 3 somehow. I would much rather try and find our get a common glimpse or whatever the common the foretell divination is what I would rather do. You like bind the monster here. What's this? That's blue-green. That's the same weak blue creature that doesn't survive our own deck. We could take a Mob. Boy, we don't have anything above 3 yet. I like the bind. That's good. You can't just have a million of these, but if we're trying to turn it sideways to some extent, although we're kind of mixed, we're getting pulled in different directions here. I really don't know what we're doing other than experimenting with new cards, which is all good. Maybe I need to not even worry about these, like not focus on these so much and just build the best blue red we can and go from there. We can take the Pretender and Yeah, classic first draft. I'm just kind of flailing around. But it's cool. One of the reasons I love this event is that it allows me to flail around without really worrying about it at all. We don't really have anything going in terms of creature type, so I kind of like taking leaning into this. I'm going to lean into blue-red spells. See what comes of that. Reckless Crew, a rare. What does it say? Create X 2/1 red dwarf berserker creature tokens, where X is the number of vehicles you control plus the number of equipment you control. So it could make 0. Let's not take that. Let's just take a Pyroclasm surviving anything creature here in Mistwalker. Giant's Amulet. Ooh, I think I like this. When Giant, yeah, this is the basically 5 mana 4/5 hexproof that leaves behind the 0/1 hexproof equipment. That's appealing. Icebind Pillar, though, like this could just be the reason, you know, like it's an icy manipulator that we can cast because we do have this island and the fjord and even the highland forest. Jinx says Pillar's a trap. Is it with 3 snowlands already? I think with 3 snowlands already, it's not a trap. It's just good. I agree that we want more, but I think here we take it figuring that we can get more. Like we even take Alpine Meadow here. It's half on color. We would have to give up a Craven Hulk, though. Craven Hulk survives the survives our land and is a giant. Although, do we care? Like, what's the giant thing we even care about? Like, why do we care about giants? Do we have payoffs? I don't recall having a payoff. Yeah, sorry, I ran out of time there. I don't think that's exactly what I wanted to take, but I really don't mind that we're picking up support for the pillar. I think we could have afforded to take something else there, though. Like here we have a island we can take, but I think we should look around. Here's a giant payoff we could take. Fenrir just wants the Snow Island. Since I just picked up, granted it's a tap Snow Mountain. I don't love, Snow Island is better than a tap Snow Mountain, but we do have a tap Snow Mountain. Because we have more than 0 giants. And also, again, go easy on me. What I'm doing here is taking spells I want to try casting. And you know which ones I want to cast? All of them. I want to cast all of them, so no worries. Lot of binds here. That's asking to deal a lot of damage to us. Maybe we can't run 3, but we can mess with that too. I am looking forward to trying a Disdainful Stroke. We were talking about how Disdainful Stroke can get effectively things that are cast for less than 4 mana. Because let's find do we have a... I don't seem to have a good example of one, but the Foretell mechanic allows for you to sometimes pick off a, quote, 4+ mana spell at 2 or 3 mana. So we're going to see if we can get something with the Disdainful Stroke. And yeah, I like the mob. I think it's a fine 5-drop. I don't think we're ever really gonna be prioritizing these because again they're 5s. But I guess if the format is just full of these types of cards, the 1 toughness that you can pick off with the mob, it gets better and better. But I like that we picked up a 2-drop creature here. This is nice. Reckless Crew is the one that we just can do nothing with. All of this is nothing. 3 red cards, all of it nothing. Here, I'll take the Vault Pro. I'll take got a rare draft, right? Okay, well, look, we look to be in the right place. I mean, both of these are great. Mists, if we were low on interaction, I would take the Mists. But since we picked up a giant payoff in Glimpse and we have some removal, I like taking that there. We could mess around with Run Ashore. Maybe I'll play this on... I think I'll take a second mob, though. But if I pick up a run ashore, I'll take it and try it after this one. I just think the second mob was a clearer pick there. We can take a third Pyroclasm land. I bet we wheel this, though, and I would rather just take another Mistwalker. We could potentially do some splashing. We have an Alpine Meadow. What does this do? Bird token, flying. Raven's Warning is interesting, but doesn't seem worth like going out of our way to splash. We could take Morite of the Frost. We have a Highland Forest. We could try and find. We have the ability to, you know, we're making some treasure. We have some cards that can make treasure. Oh, what did I take? I don't know. Clock's moving too fast. Sorry, gang. Whatever that was probably wasn't correct. So here we have a on-color Snow Duel or the Hammer. What do you think? I'm gonna get. Partly I don't have my windows set up the way I like, so I'm not chatting with chat the way I like. Ah, there we go. That's better. Now I feel like I'm connected with y'all. You like reinforcements? I think I just like the fixing. Yeah. Seize the spoils. Oh, Augury Raven. Yes. Great card. Survives our land and is just excellent. Squash. We have enough giants to make this sing. We are not going to play this event out, by the way. Anybody on watching live or on YouTube who's not familiar with how I approach the early access event, as I've been saying throughout this draft, no doubt mispicking, no doubt if I were to ever look back on this draft at the end of the format, I would just be going, oh my gosh, Ryan, you are, whoa, right? But we're not going to worry about that. Well, I'll take another squash here over bind. Cut some of these binds and replace them with squashings. But I don't play out all the games in these events because we're looking to predominantly explore some archetypes, explore some cards we're not sure about. We're going to take Craven Hulk here and be happy to pick up another giant. And then, you know, we're going to get an idea of how this worked out. And then before we play out all the games, we'll bail on it and go find something else. Glad to pick up this 2-drop. It does die to our land, but not every card we play is going to be resilient to our land. And I love the upside of this this bear. Grizzly Bear, they can just do its Grizzly Bear thing on turn 2, but it can activate your big creatures late. Cinder Giant is cool, but I don't think is it good. I would rather, again, just almost have a floodplain, although I don't think we're going to play this either. I'm going to have to see that 7-drop beat me before I run it. I'm going to take the Sutcliffe approach on that one. If I start losing to it, it'll earn my respect. So our land did come back around. We could take the snow land, but because we prioritized the fjords when we did, we can take this land now instead. We do have a lot of ETB tapped, but we're going to try it. Again, very experimental day here. And now we get our reinforcements. That's nice. If we can time this after our frost piring. Another annul. Well, to be fair, you're setting the frost on fire. But I hear you. It sure looks snowy. Yeah, with 3 of the lands, we could really just build around it. Make sure nothing we have dies to it. Just make that our thing here. To that end, we could take a longboat. If we're doing that, we don't want a berserker. Like, if we're never playing the berserker, we might play the longboat. All right, well, something approaching a deck. A lot of clumsy picks. But certainly we have a deck successful in our goals of exploring the format. I'm very excited, gotta tell you. I think we cut one of these half color. Like, let's cut, we have a red one. We'll cut this one, and then maybe they'll think we're splashing some white or something, even though we're not. Yeah, and then let's see what happens if we cut everything that dies to Pyroclasm. Including even, you know, stuff we like. That would cut that. All right, now we would have a deck with nothing that dies to Pyroclasm, and that's 40. Should we try that as an experiment? Or we could cut, maybe we cut Bind, and only 12 creatures. We could run the Longboat, or... I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, let's go. Let's bring the reinforcements back in and just know that, oh, here, that they're not the best. Yeah, we have 3 of them, though, so at some point. But chances are if we fire off the first Frostpire, we're happy. If we do it at all, it's probably doing it. So, all right, this is good enough. Let's call this Giant, Frost Giant, big and cold. Giant Mess is better. I like it. Giant Mess, because this is a pretty messy situation. Oh, I didn't really look at my lands. Yeah, I should do that. What is this about? Go away. I didn't count my lands. I just took them for granted. Let's see. First of all, what do we want? We have a lot more blue than red. So we kind of want, in a 17 situation, if we were using nothing at basics, I would call this a 10-7. So let's look at what gets us something like a 10-7 ratio with what we've got here. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the blue, 5, 6. Yeah, because these are all red, right? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 on the red. We basically have it swapped. So 11, 10, 9, 8. 10, 9, 8, 10, 9, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait, here. Is that right? So that leaves us with blue, 8, 9, 10, 11 blue, and red, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 11, 8 seems good. I like it. Let's get on with it. Get into Battlefield right here. I would, we can still... I'm not going to run pars today. That's not very useful. We're just trying to learn the format. We only sack red sources if it's good for us and we want to. And also, we are very light on needing a lot of red. We only really need one active red source, and we're good. Keep this. These are sweet lands, because they're lands in the VIP room here on Arena. You like foretelling the red card first? Certainly, we can get the reinforcements going, and if they die, we don't care, knowing that we're intending to Klasm stuff anyway. But this is pretty nice too, as a just deal with it. And this is what's going on here? I'm gonna go with the Jinx line on the idea that these 2/1s are just going to get worse for a lot of reasons. They're going to get worse because we might want a Pyroclasm eventually. They might build up a ground presence. So either we are saving this until much later after we board wipe, or I'd like to get these going sooner than later. And the nice thing here is that if they do come up with 3 toughness in the next 2 turns, we have a bind the monster for anything with 3 toughness, and then the double reinforcements should get through after that. All right, and with Oppo doing a foretell, we're going to play a tap land, and we could even foretell our. This is where the sequencing in this set is going to be really interesting. Like, we could foretell the Raven. We know they've foretold we could hold Stroke up for their potential attempt to cast something post. I'm going to play definitely a tap land, though. And yeah, I suppose we should just follow through on the plan, right, Jinx? I was talking about doing this because we're trying to get these on board while they are relevant, right? So let's do that, and then we know we have Bind the Monster to get them through any 3 toughness that Oppo manages to drop. And then I like, if they don't play anything that we need to bind, we can go foretell, Raven, hold, Stroke. Radiant Ware and I on the same plan for that, same page for that turn. I suppose there are things we could draw that would change that, but that seems like a great sequencing. Raven, hold up, Stroke. Do the lands with spells make you want to play more total mana sources? Not necessarily. It depends on how you look at them. If it's so it's almost like the spell lands in that some of them you look at as, hey, if this comes up, great. Otherwise, it's just a slightly dinged land. Or you're like, this is an amazing effect that I want to consider, almost like my 18th land that's a spell. So I think you have to decide based on the quality of the stuff involved. Yeah, Foretell, Raven, Hold Up, Stroke was long expected to be the play, and that play holds up as correct here. We can hover over the Foretell and see that we're not getting worked over by the auto tapper. Yeah, great call, Fenor. Sequencing is going to be insano in this set. I can tell that already. That's the first thing I'm feeling is like, what do you do? Turns out turn 2 is complicated when 5 of the 6 cards left in your hand are technically 2-drops. Crush the Weak. That's the Pyroclasm spell. That's not on a land. That's all right. Ultimately, still a 1-for-1 of sorts that way. We're just going to cast the Raven and continue holding up the Stroke, and then we get an Icebind Pillar coming up quickly from behind. Yeah, this is the fail case for it, but we have that's why this is effectively a splash. Even though it's blue, you can think of this as an excellent splash. But what is our sources for the splash? Well, sorry, untapped. My untapped tool is not ready, but we have, I believe, 5 sources to splash. Yeah, 5 sources is great to splash this. Right. I mean, those of you identifying, haha, we have established the floor. Right. But the ceiling on this card is a cheap icy. We play those. We play the cheap ices. Let's send in. I can't remember if we've got looting, but I'm going to go ahead and play land, figuring we at least want the 6. It's just so good. It doesn't do the land tap. It's not quite as annoying as the icy that way, but at the end of the day, it's just very good if you have, especially 5 sources. I think 5 is incredible. I would play this on 3, much like a very powerful splash. If I was blue but not snow, but had 3 snow arbitrarily, I would run the pillar on that. Yeah, we'll counter that. That's true. We can turn this into quite the beastly flyer. Trouble with your hot takes, Jinx, is that we have 17 lands now. Somebody go use 17 lands, look up Dominaria, and tell me the win percentage on a main decked Icy Manipulator. Or, you know, how it's such a good card. Another blanky blank. We maybe at this point just go just full pump Mistwalker and go for aggro here. Nothing we have here matters for what Oppo is doing. So one problem is, though, if they're holding on to a shock, we have to keep in mind that going ham on Mistwalker could introduce the risk of it getting shocked out of the sky. Well, outside of Dom, Icy is not so amazing. Clearly, we're talking limited. I want you to go find every set that Icy has been in limited, and I would wager that it was amazing in that format. It has been consistently amazing in every limited format it's ever been in. Yeah, I'm gonna play around the shock. There's some value into playing the Icebind Pillar if we find one of our basic land. Most of our snow lands enter tapped, so we'll have time to play the Pillar. Yeah, I guess with that, we'll play Caller. If a... oh, it doesn't untap it. Never mind. That's all right. Cardboard Live is never working on preview stream days. Oh, there is. Cardboard Live creator making me eat my words. Eat my augury raven. Eat my crow. But that's great. I'll load it up. I'm never been happier to be wrong about Cardboard Live. I have relaunched it. Oh, it's asking for the update now. Here we go. That's the sound of Cardboard Live coming. Five cards remaining? What are we talking about? Craven Hulk. Can't block alone. Okay. Oh, 5 cards remaining. Gotcha. In Cardboard Live. Squash! Well, let's see. They're at 8. Can we squash the robber, get through a 3, 4, squash, 5, 6? Close to just dead. But let's just bind the robber. It does almost nothing. Craven Hulk can't block alone. And then we can pump at least once. Squash being an instant, we will hold it up. Well, they think that's good enough. I didn't have a land to activate, though. We had no snow land that game. So our Snow Splash utterly failed to materialize, but we still managed to grab a win. All right, we can keep. Harbinger can let us cast some non-creatures, and we have the Raven to foretell. Nice keep. My only regret, I wish one of these lands was just a snow duel that we could enter, play tapped on turn 1. It's funny that this set is all snow themed and stuff because it is cold in Seattle right now, and I keep my furnace off while streaming so as to not rumble 5 feet away from where I'm standing. But boy, it's making it chilly in this house. Yeah. One of the 1,325 streamers that Wizards likes more than me. If Harbinger could pay to get to cast anything in my hand, I would run it out so that we could do that, but it's not even doing anything. Well, I guess it does help cast Foretell, right? So it would make the Raven less expensive if we foretold it next turn, which if we drew a land would mean we could Harbinger Mountain to foretell the Raven and then hold up Stroke. So that would be the reason to do it that way, that we could foretell and hold up Stroke next turn. Maybe that's good enough. Like, the other argument is like we could go Raven and try to get this game won quickly. If in case we don't draw a land, we might need to just get aggro. But I tend to not expect that our random first 3/3 play on, of the game is going to go the distance. So I like giving ourselves some mana. We could also draw a spell that can be cast with this. So this, at least, given that we're stuck on land, this gives us something towards mana production. Yeah, and that's the other thing Gedanmore points out. We don't even need to do it that way. We can just, we can go ahead and do Arnie here. And with the haste, I like that. You can start boasting it into a 5 power eventually. Yeah, let's get going. Also, Harbinger does swing for 1, so this is cracking in. If we draw a land, we might go with the Hulk. But if not, yeah, we'll just go. We have Ravenstroke for a backup plan next turn. Oh yeah, 1+. Even bigger. I'm working on it. Thanks for the... there's all these clicks I need to make to get the cardboard live fully functional, and I keep getting partway. But that wasn't a good reminder, and we should be all the way now. All right, we found a tap land. We can do that. We could offer a trade here. That seems like a terrible idea. Let's wait till we can make that thing bigger. Well, I don't know if it's going to trade off anyway. It's just the base power, right? So it's always going to be 3 toughness. It's probably going to end up trading there anyway. Yeah, I'm just going to get aggro and send this in. Yeah, we're going to foretell Raven and hold up Stroke. The question is, do we offer Arnie? Well, I guess we could offer it when we can make it bigger. It's just that, again, we have all this stuff where, like, our hand is... We're doing stuff for the next several turns, right? So when are we even doing that? Yeah, I like offering, because they'll probably take it, because it's a legend that looks threatening. But it's never not going to trade. Okay, and that's good for us too. I'm happy to race. I think maybe I think this is good for us and it's not. But I feel like I'm happy to race. I didn't even give auto tap a chance. I would always manually tap Harbinger until let somebody else figure out if that works or not. Oh, that's true. We can play the Stroke off the Harbinger, too. It all works. But I don't think it's a bad habit to get into, that if you have something to spend this on and aren't intending to block, to do it manually. But yeah, in this case, it didn't really matter. Yeah, especially when it's specialty mana. It doesn't seem good at, like, auto using specialty mana from creatures. Wait, I've got Arnie. Arnie, did you slay a troll? Too bad this wasn't more expensive. I wouldn't mind removal to get rid of this thing. But no luck there. That's true. Well, no, it wasn't a troll. It was a zombie wizard. I thought you were saying it was a shapeshifter. So this is going to get big, huh? We could go Raven, hold up Stroke again. Starting with an attack with Broken Brow, though. Just go Craven Hulk, try to get aggro back at him, but this thing's going to be a 5/5, right? So Hagi threatens to trade off with the 5/5. Hulk can't block alone anyway. But if it keeps him back, that's not the worst. I like Raven Stroke. I like protecting against... You know, this is a pivotal turn here. They're heading into their big mana. They're making a big 5/5. I think keeping their board to just being the 5/5 is pretty important here. I don't think you can say that, D. No. I think, I mean, Foretell... There's nothing about Foretell as a mechanic that implies grind. All Foretell is a way to split up your costs. And in a lot of cases, I still paid 4 mana for a 3/3 flyer. It was just over a couple of turns. There's some things we can... There's certainly things we can know, is that, like, decks are going to have things to do on turn 2. But to suggest that it's grindy just because the mechanic foretell exists, I don't think is I don't think logically follows. And stroke it, stroke it. And now we can do some racing. You want to send in your 5-5? We can crack back. But what's coming up here? More value town. Gain life equal to the greatest power, so they're going to gain 5 out of that. Yikes. We still can't find a snowland to save our life. In this case, it's not what's going to save our life, though. We're going to drop a Craven Hulk and threaten to double block, and then just get in with the flyer. Could also play Dwarven Reinforcements to threaten to double block. You'd swing both? Yeah, I guess maybe they're... but we're not winning the race when they gain 5 is the problem, as so I thought by swinging both we would just be setting up to lose the race, although maybe we're just setting up to lose the game by putting ourselves in a spot where we're double blocking. Somewhat encouraging that they're not sending the effigy, so it's not probably a +4/+4, since that would survive as well. Oh no, it wouldn't. So maybe it is +4/+4. But this is the play I chose when I cast the spells I did. I have to do this, but it's probably has the potential for blowout here. One spell from them and we just like lose the game. So that's probably where Fenrir is right. It's good to get that out of their hand, but obviously that was quite costly. If we find a basic land, we can Hoggy Mob though and have something to do. And then we're back to having a chance in this race. It was a reasonable play, but we could reasonably expect that was going to happen. Like, that was a highly likely result. Some kind of blowout was a highly likely result from that play. So maybe it was best just to try and race and save the block for another turn, a different turn. Fenrir had an alternative line. We don't know how that would turn out. If we, I'm assessing what we might have done, but I don't think it's that clear. D just really likes people in chat to be right and me to be wrong, and any time that might even be possibly the case, he's quite eager to make that call. All goes back to his punt syndrome. But it doesn't bring him deep internal pleasure when you're wrong, Fenrir. When I'm wrong, it like is somehow fuel for D's soul in a way that I don't fully comprehend, but happy to be here for him. Robber Collar gives us 2 blockers, and probably gonna lose this one though. If we can do well. Here's what we can do. We can play reinforcements and then have a double block on the pack mate and a chump on the effigy, and then we are alive and can play 2 blockers the following turn. This Death Toucher is trouble. But reinforcements gives us not only 2 blockers, but 4 power of blockers, which is the relevant point here. Yeah, we can see. Anyway, we'll leave everything back, and we have some options. If they send in everything, we could go... we could chump, eat, and take. That's an option as well. Oh, I thought I did update my title. What does it say? When I relaunched the stream, oh yeah, no, that is it didn't take my update. Annoying. Oh no, wait. Oh, it is updated. Okay, gotcha. Same with me. You got me to look at the same thing you saw. All right, well now there's, now let's move on. We lost this game. Turns out losing Magic games happens. Those of you who are here from the very beginning of the stream today might have a refresh, might have to refresh to see the current title. No blue yet, but we have Mistwalk. Oh, sorry, I thought that was our other flyer. We don't have anything that can be foretold. I think we gotta throw this back. Yeah, on the play. That's the thing I glanced at. It's like, are we on the draw? No, we're on the play. We gotta throw this back. All right, we can keep this though. And I like dropping the mob. Well, no, glimpse. Like this is a giant here, so we actually get our double glimpse if we keep it. I'm gonna keep the double glimpse. And we'll throw this down first. So now we can Harbinger. Yeah, let's get a Harbinger going. That'll allow us to potentially glimpse, and well, let's see what we draw here. So with 4 mana, I can't really do a bunch of stuff. We can just go Island, Mistwalker, or we could glimpse and maybe find something else to do. Maybe we glimpse looking for something to foretell. Mistwalker for double spell next turn. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm in. Chat has convinced me. Also, we get to attack with the Harbinger. 1 point, not everything, but not nothing. Now we can squash it up here. I've seen both D, and I agree with you. Coco is better. Coco is great. Let's see. Let's go for Glimpse and Squash. But Glimpse first? Yeah, I'm on Glimpse first, and then see about squashing. Although, in case we find something that's not a spell, I should use Harbinger mana to cast the Glimpse, right? And then we just want action. And we'll squash and go. I'm also with you. I'm with Fenor. I think my favorite Pixar movie at this point is Inside Out, which edged out Toy Story 3. Ooh, we can have Hulk and Squash, or we can Hulk and Glimpse. Kind of like Hulk. Maybe Glimpse first. Let's Glimpse. You take that land and wipe their board. Let's do that. Let's do our thing. Let's do our thing. Nothing new. I mean, I don't know. The life lesson is pretty straightforward in Soul. You know, savor life. Got it. Savoring. Oh, is that a second one? Never mind. Sorry. I don't know my own lands. We need two. We need two. I'm very busy. I'm going to pump since we have Squash, even if we pump. I know. I got to talk Pixar movies, not read new cards. Now they play something that survives this. Oh, I don't know if Dean is reading our lands, but we're going to introduce Dean to what our land does. Maybe, I don't know. What does it cost? Can we do it? Yeah, we can do it. Bottom that, bring up the reinforcements. We can go Hulk and Squash even without a land. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. We didn't draw a land, so let's drop a Hulk and smash the Packmate. Squash, excuse me, not smash. I mean, you might say they are synonyms. Well, that's big. Gonna... Oh, we drew the island we needed. Actually, I think we had it, right? It just needs two... You know, we needed a land and we drew it. Let's see. Yeah, mob now, but I'll swing with the flyer first. Mob can attack into the underworm, or I saw it as underworm from a distance, but that's lindworm up close. Can I call this underworm? This is my new name for it. It's underworm. Wow. They like big butts and they cannot lie. And yeah, Harbinger just gets eaten, but we can swing with the rest. And then do we have... We can do the Pyre, we can do... Alright. But we can't do the mob activation, although we can do it if they choose, depending on how they choose to block, right? Interesting. So I think we just ping with the mob and trade worm for mob and let everything else bounce. And I think I like I don't know what these reinforcements do right now. I think we take we play Harbinger and foretell this reinforcements. Important that this isn't a drain. I had to go read Dread Rider, and because I was like, wait, is it lose 3 or drain 3? If it were drain 3, it would be very difficult to race, but lose 3 is raceable. Yeah, drain, this would be a card, right? It'd be a real card. It's not a real card, but it would be like a desirable, not just a, I'll play this in very specific spots. It would just be like good. So insert, I don't even know what this does. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a permanent spell from your hand with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the highest converted mana cost among other permanents you control without paying its mana cost. So they can play 6 drops next turn. All right, whatever. We're going to have a Flying Hulk. Flying Hulk I am into. 7 drops? Yeah, right, sorry. 7. I believe I can fly. Oh, we can depart. If we depart the Dread Rider, this does like almost basically nothing. Yeah, I even saw that, but it's okay. We want, let's see, we do this. Departing the rider might turn on the search. Oh, it turns it on? That's true. It might actually give them the small thing to do, but I don't care if they do a small thing for free, right? Sorry, I gotta get back to whether we're pumping this. The Depart can be cast off the Harbingers, so we should pump here at least once. And then reinforcements. We could foretell the Depart too, but we can also just we can cast this and hard cast this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this and save the bounce. I didn't even know that was R. Kelly, to be honest. If I had, I wouldn't have done that. You have to forgive me. I hereby rescind having sung something by R. Kelly. I didn't even know it was him. That's just one of those cultural songs that was in my head. But yes, that is not an artist who deserves any kind of attention. Zori with the zing. Well, turns out our Depart the Realm, hanging on to it was a good idea. I believe they can die, but, you know, not to any particular song. We can go right to new draft. We can try one more game with this. I'd say new draft, though. We got to see some of that stuff in action, right? That's fine. Let's call that good. All right, YouTube, there you go. First draft in the books, as shaky as you'd expect, but that's how we do it. We're just trying to run cards into each other and see what happens, and we're learning some stuff. And I hope you learn with me at the next one. Bye.